Oh, hello, welcome to this video. Just waiting for my brother-in-law to be able to unload so that thing is out of my way. Hopefully you'll enjoy this. I think prior to watching the videos, I'm recording this right now, but I'm pretty sure we should have feature 1 and feature 2 both on video from the front cam. I think the rear cam stopped recording at some point during feature 2, so there should be some rear footage. I'll also put a link up in, actually it'd be probably this corner, over to Pedal Power so you can see the full race videos from outside of the car. But I guess now we'll jump into the footage that I had and talk about the racing that happened in both those features. So, unfortunately, due to, it looks like user error, I'm guessing, we lost the 2 videos from the front camera, and the rear camera does cut off about halfway through the second feature, but here we go for feature 1, and we're going to kick it off right away with the first yellow coming out. As you'll see a car on the wall right there. So that was the first yellow, and there's another car there. The 98 had spun to the inside earlier on, so we got a position on him at that time. This is off the restart. Oh, sorry, this is leading to caution number 2. This is 38, locked it up behind us and spun out. And that was pretty much it for feature 1. I'm pretty sure, for the video anyway. Oh, not quite. Now we have the 98 and 38 here behind us here for the restart. As we were on the outside. Yeah, pretty good jump there from on the 38. And see, we're still side by side here with another car. I don't remember which car it was. Yeah, a good side by side battle here. You can see the 98. It's a fairly fast car most of the times. Starts to catch us here, but we pull away from the 38 here pretty easily. And we finally got cleared so I can get down to the bottom. I'll just let you listen in and watch here as the 98 now decides to peel off. As he was a lap down at that time. And you can see we kind of easily run away here from the 38. We were tight off, but the car was handling much better than it was the first night out in this race. It's going to be a quick video because, like I said, the front camera unfortunately did not record, and we hung out to the back of the pack for most of the race, so... We just cut here. I think this is the last few laps of the race. Yeah, that's a white flag right there. So we're on the last lap here. And coming out to turn 4 right now to take the checkered flag. Hitting the apron like you just see me there. Hitting the flat really got the car to loosen up, which at points did help, but also at points made it a little too loose. So that was it for feature 1. We ended up finishing P8. Here's the finishing order up on the screen now. As you can see, we had set a faster time than we had in the first one. No, not the first feature, the last race here. As TJ Marshall ended up winning, followed by Jordan Ramsbottom and Steve Murdoch were the top 3. Like I said, we finished 8th. Dustin Hood in 38 finished right behind us. Ty Rappel finished 1 lap down. And that was it for the hours I finished. Mike Pod and Mike Klotz both did not finish the race. And now we head on over to feature 2. And this is where the fun begins. We spun, avoiding the cars in front of us there. So that was our first spin. first, meaning there is more to come. The 14 seemed to have a rough night, and we were a rough feature as well, and we were pretty much right around them. I think we had too much rear brake, I think, in this car. So any time we had to avoid an accident. Here's the restart. The rear tires would just slide out from underneath of the car, putting it completely sideways, and the sun did not help because it was hard to see. Can't really tell because this camera's in the shade. But you can somewhat see here how the glare is. Oh, here we're in front of the 38 of Dustin Hood and the 42 of Steve Murdoch. See, we're doing a pretty good job holding them off. We're not as quick as I would like to be, which we're pulling away, and 14 once again had lost it in front of us, and then we lost it trying to slow down coming off the corner. That one could have been because we were coming off the corner, so all the weight would have been to the rear. And here's the next restart. But it's also way too much brake, and I think it's the rear that causes that kind of accident to happen. So yeah, we're battling alongside. I think we're probably battling alongside Hood here. Yep, there's Dustin Hood. We're able to get back around him. And then we're about to get cut off here shortly, as you can see that we finally did find some speed and start running away from Hood again. And then this is it for this feature, as the camera does cut out shortly after that. So the finishing order ended up being so the winner ended up being Jordan Ramsbottom, followed by TJ Marshall, and then the 5 of Mike Pond, who was able to make it back out after having issues. We did battle with Steve Murdoch for the last little while in the race, but he ended up finishing 8th. We did finish 9th, and we held off Dustin Hood, who finished 10th. Our best lap, as you can see, was a 17.177 on lap 7, which was a little faster than in the first feature. Scott Tonelli ended up pulling off. He only ran 20 laps, and the 46 of Mike Klotz did not make it back out, as he clocked the wall, so had some issues. So there's the finishing order for that race. Okay, so you're probably wondering where the thumbnail came from. Well, for a change, there was a third race, and we'll put it up here a little bit. See? And there's the trophy sitting on the car once again. But it was the Dash for Cash race, so we did have a third race. As you saw, there's 6 drivers involved in it. Unfortunately, no onboard footage is to be had of that race because both my cameras are dead by then. Pedal Power will hopefully have it up because it was a pretty good race from my viewpoint anyway. Avoided another wreck. Hopefully the first 2 hopefully the camera showed out in the second video, because I'm recording this once again before watching those recordings. You might not have been able to see, because I know I couldn't see at all in either of the wrecks, but aside of that, let's take a quick look at the damage. So in feature 2, when I got into the back end of pod, I ended up bending that bar down a little bit, caved in that section, and it's hard to see it here on the camera, but that also got caved in at that weld. The other thing that we've actually found in practice, and you can see that's kind of missing right now, my one shock was gone. It's actually sitting in my truck. The one that we borrowed, I have to remove the sleeve off of. So that sleeve there needs to slide off. There is a retaining ring. You can't see it on this one because it's actually below the sleeve, so it's probably sitting about here right now. But there's supposed to be different sizes of those, and ours was tight to get on and hard to get off, and even harder to get on the borrowed shock. So I've got to take that into work. Hopefully my work has a press machine that we can press the shock either through it or press it off of the shock. And yeah, I think that's pretty much the whole damage report. And not the first time that we finished up that far. It is in this class. That's my third place finish, I think, in about 10 years. Hopefully things don't go downhill like they did on the third place finish that I had. And because once again, I knew I could win that car. So I was probably over-driving it, and especially after watching my buddy win in that car. This car here, we know it's not quite there. We're close, but still not quite. You would have seen from the race monitor that was up with at the end of each feature, the fact that we did increased our time by almost half a second, just in from the previous race to this one. So we do that again, we'd be running with the front guys. I don't think we'll have that drastic of a decrease the next time out, but hopefully we'll get down below the 17 seconds, so down in the 16-second bracket. That would be nice. Right now we're fighting tight coming off the corner, as you probably saw in the videos, and what was mentioned. The Dash for Cash race wasn't too bad. I'll throw up my sponsors now for that tightness, as we did try another adjustment, but it still was a little tight coming off the corner. I couldn't quite get the runs that I wanted, and every time I did get a run, they were side by side, so I couldn't do anything with the cars in front of me. We probably had a car that could have won that race. Probably the second best car out on the track in that feature, or in the dash, but situations took out the fastest driver, and with the bad pill draw, because we weren't even going to do it, so we didn't get the pill draw, so we just got to tack onto the tail end. We ended up having to try to come through from the back, and it didn't quite work out, but once again, involved in a slight incident in that one. The car still came home pretty much in one piece, which I'm happy about, and hopefully we can continue with these steady improvements and actually start taking our starting positions, hopefully up towards mid-pack, maybe. I don't think we'll be a front-running car yet, but we're getting close. Not to hang with TJ and I can't think of his name, the 18 car, who wasn't there this week. Whoops, blacked the wrong camera. Even the 98, we probably would have a hard time hanging with still in this car, but Pod would be hit or miss, I think, right now. Right now, we're probably about a top 5, I think. Yeah, we finished 8th in the first feature, but car's probably about a top 5 right now. We'd like to hopefully get it up to the top 3 before the end of the season. I think that is doable. We keep making these strides. I think top 3 is not out of the question. But aside of that, hopefully you enjoyed this video. As hopefully Pedal Power will have videos up. They'll probably have at least one of the features and the dash up, would be my guess. They might do both features, because I think they've been doing both features every single race now, so that would be nice. You can see not only our onboard, but their view of it, so go over there and give those videos a watch. And hopefully you'll catch us in another video. Until then, have a good one. Bye.